Hello guys, and welcome to our other class of learning how to make web application at advanced level, or in simple terms using Laravel. I've covered around 4 classes and this is the 5th, so I expect you to be familiar at least with web programming, and that is most especially with good introduction about Laravel, GitHub, and also GitHub. And if you don't have idea about those two, then I recommend you to go and watch our previous classes or previous videos, so that you can be on the same level with us. We're going to have session of 70 minutes, and we're going to look at different topics of Laravel. So try to be as attentive as you can be, as much as try to be much more attentive as you can, so that by the end of the class, or by the end you finish watching this video, you should have learned something new. And also, when watching these videos, don't just watch like you're watching a movie. Watch as you practice. Watch as you practice. And because watching without practicing, you may think that you've understood something, while it's not really what it is. So the best good thing that you can do for yourself is to watch as you practice everything that I try to explain. So with that simple introduction, we're going to start straight from where we stopped at in the previous class. Okay, so I'm going to open my text editor, or my IDE, which is VS Code. Okay, it's loading. Or another way, you can simply use your terminal to open your project. So you can go to your command prompt and then navigate to where your project is. So cd desktop, cd GitHub. So ls is here in did I navigate to desktop? I think not yet. Okay, let me first clear the screen. pwd, still in my home, so I'll go to cd desktop. So if I write like that, so you see our folder of GitHub is here. And remember our previous project, we saved it in GitHub. So I'm going to say cd GitHub, and now we're in folder of GitHub. So I'm going to go in this folder of 2000 of the 2020 of the April month. So it's going to be cd 20. Oh, but we are just going to enter in April. So how did I create the April folder before I enter in April? So that's a mistake, but it's okay still. ls, so I'm here. So I want to navigate in this project that we just created of Eugenius 24. This one. So it's going to be cd Eugenius, that one. So if I write ls, you see I have here my project of Laravel. So if I want to launch VS Code from command prompt, you just simply write the word code and then full stop. Then by doing like that, it will open VS Code from that place where you are. Another way, you can also just open VS Code and then drag and drop your project to there. So in simple terms, I'm under my GitHub project, my GitHub folder in this specific project. So I'll expand, and then I'll start from how I stopped at from the previous class. So the first thing that I'll do, I'll have to run this project. I'll have to execute it. So to execute it, I'll have to to run it. So to run it, I'll just simply come to my terminal, new terminal, and then type PHP artisan serve. So this one's going to start the temporary serve of the project. So it will load, and then they'll show me that my project is now hosted on this link. So if I copy that link and I go to my browser, close this one, and I go to my browser and I paste that link, I should be able to see this project. So you guys, have you been listening? Hey guys, were you hearing me? But you kept quiet, yet I was explaining concepts. But it's okay, you've seen what I've been doing, eh? So I just opened the project and I start it. At least at this level you understand. Okay? Good enough for the video it has been recording. So everyone at least can reach this point. Who cannot reach this point? Juliet, did you finish this task? Okay, that's beautiful. So those who cannot, they must have not practiced. Of course, if you practice and watch the previous videos, at least you'll be able to reach here. So that's great. So let's proceed with business. So I just open my project. I start here from the terminal, executing the project. I can, don't close, don't delete it. Don't close here. Here will be killing the terminal. But here will be just collapsing. Eh? So just collapse will keep on running. Okay. So you click on that collapse icon. If you want to expand it, just press your control and the tilde button. Press control and hold it, and then the button under the what? Under the tab key. You'll be able to open your command prompt. Guys, can you still get me? Hello? Okay. Okay, we proceed. Now, after doing that, our project is up and running. So we start again from scratch. We start afresh. So I'll keep on starting afresh, but good enough. It's not that you're starting from zero, eh? Already have at least this level. So I'm going to start afresh. When I say I start afresh, I mean I want to start to explain concepts afresh so that you can understand everything after reaching this level. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the routes. So what are routes? Routes, as we say, that these are the ones that handles the links. So this is the syllabus that we'll be following. Tutorials point stroke Laravel. You can just search Laravel like this. Just search, go to Google and search Laravel tutorials point. They have some very good notes. They have very good notes about different topics. So if you're a learner, if you really like learning or learning good stuff, you can find here some good notes. So this is the syllabus that we'll be following. So we're going to look at what? At routes. Okay. So routes, they help us to organize the links. So you can, I will not define everything step by step, but you can always come and learn. Okay. So routes, they help us to define the links. The links for the project that we'll be creating. For example, we talked about, like, you can have a home page, about us page, contact us page. So it is the work of routes to handle those what? To handle those links. For example, you can see here, we have, when you go to a project, this project, we have this page. But who said that this page should be the opening page? It is the work of what? Of routes. So we define a route that when someone comes to home of this page, of our project, you should be able to see this thing. So we're going to see how we can change or tamper with this and make it look the way we want. So to do that, I'm going to come here and come to routes. So the routes will always be under the project, the main project, under routes. You see a folder called routes. Okay. So the folder of routes will be immediately on top of your project. Okay. So come on top of your project, come and see routes. So expand routes, you'll see API, you will see web. So these are the most important routes. So this web.php is the main route that we'll be using for handling the web. This API.php is the main route that we'll be using for handling our API when we start creating API. So if you come to the route of web, you'll find some explanation here, but you'll find that there is at least one route that is defined. So you can even copy and paste that route and define other kind of routes. So In simple terms, this is a route. As you can see here, it is just a forward slash. A forward slash means the default route or the main home route. So if someone just come to the main page, whatever defined here is what he will do, what he will see. So you see here under this route, we are returning just a view. So I can as well delete, okay? I can as well delete this, or I can just copy it and then comment it. At this point, I expect everyone to be knowing what's made by comment. Let me comment it just for the future use. So to comment a block, just put forward slash and then backslash, like this. So let me go ahead and delete this. So I'm going to come here. You see, it is just you write the word route and then two colons. This one should be imported first, the facade of route. So route, two colons, and then get, and then this single quote, and then forward slash. So this forward slash means of the first route. Then you put comma. Then after passing comma, then you pass the function, a default function. This function is just a function without a name. You define it like this. Then after, you put here some code that is going to be executed. So anything that you put here is what will be what? It will have to be shown at home. I mean at your project. So here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to return and just pass a what? A string, home page. So I put semicolon at the end here. So this piece of code is going to be executed when we run the default route. So if I come and refresh here, you can see now it's no longer that, it is now home page. So I mean that it is route that will be controlling our what? The links of our project. So now, what if I want to create also the about us page? So what I do, I'll put here stroke about, for example, on the link. I put stroke about, but when I press enter, this page is not found, does not exist. Why? Because I've not defined the route of this what? Of this about. So let us go ahead and define it. So to define it, you just simply come and duplicate this. Come and duplicate this. So to duplicate, you press Control and Shift, and then the arrow down. That is according to to Mac. So to duplicate a line, I don't know how to do it in Windows. I forgot. Okay, I don't have Windows. So for now, I'm not using Windows. So okay, just come and search duplicate line VS Code. You see, all the search results will be there. So to duplicate line in VS Code, it is Shift, Alt, and arrow down, or Shift, Alt, and arrow up. So this one will duplicate a line down. This one will duplicate a line up. You guys, I don't know whether you've added this grepper thing. Who has added grepper here of you? Who has added grepper? Can you open your microphone and tell me? That's beautiful. That's very nice. I hope you'll find it very important as a programmer. I see now I'm saved from again coming and read. So when you ask the obvious question that other people have already asked, they have answers. This grepper will help you to tell you the answer straightforward. So you see, on Windows, this is the shortcut. On Mac, this is the shortcut. And then you'll save your time. Okay, great. Juliet, that is very great for you. So if you want to duplicate a line, that's how you duplicate a line in Windows. So those shortcuts will help you so much when you become a programmer. Learning them, they can be tiresome, boring, but once they become in your mind, it becomes like a language. You can speak a language, for example, that someone cannot speak. So, and to do that, you have to practice it. So when you practice those shortcuts again and again, they just become part of you. And then once you have these things that can help you to speed up your things, you'll have made it in programming world. So I'm going to duplicate this one. So instead of coming, select all, right click, copy, then come on bottom, and then paste. Instead of doing that, I just simply Control Shift and arrow down. I have that. I copy and paste so many times. So try to practice those shortcuts. So I was saying, I want to create the second route for the about us that will handle the about. So I just simply press Control option and R down, and then I'll have that one. So this one was default one, so you can get the one for about. The one for about, I'll just simply add about here. So by doing like that, it will handle all the requests that will come to about. So I can come here and say about us page. So when I save and come and refresh, you see about us page. Beautiful. Okay, so this is about us page. If I remove everything, we have the home page. If I add about I have the about us page. So that is beautiful. Now what if we want to add now the contact us page? I'll just simply duplicate this one and put contact, and then here I say contact us page. So when I do like this, I find it and I put here contact. Okay, beautiful, contact us page. So that's how we can handle routes. So this time you should be understanding what is meant by route. Route is here under web, under routes, under web. So under web file. So this route is the one that will be handling the requests or the links over what? Of our project. So at this point you should be at least have got the concept of what meant by route. So we proceed to controllers. So what are controllers? Controllers, these they are classes where you can do the logic before you show something. They are I don't know, I should even explain them. So come to tutorials page and learn about controllers. They'll define them to you. So as I told you, Laravel handles MVC. So in the MVC, this C stands for what? The C. Let me zoom so you can see stuff clearly. The C stands for controller. It acts as a directing traffic between the views and the model. So after the routes, we have to come to controllers. So the controllers will help us. They will help the route, because you see, when you build a very complex project, then it doesn't mean that everything should again come here. Okay, but controllers can help us to group different things that we may need to do. So instead of putting the code here, the whole logic, your code will start looking what? Complex and complicated. Though you can do that, but it will be awkward for you to put HTML here. It will work, but that's not the right way. So in Laravel, we separate the things. So what we do, we create controllers. Controllers will help these routes also, but it will help us to group the routes. Okay, to group the routes and make them do specific things. So for example, we can create a controller for users. So everything about users, we can put it in what? In the users controller. We can create a controller for posts. So everything about posts, we put in what? In post controller. We can create controller maybe for other things like about us and what. So everything about those things, we put them what? In that controller. So we'll be strategic. Different things that matter, you group them in what? Into different controllers. So that is what is meant by controller. So it helps just the route to control the link. It asks the redirecting between the views and the models. In this chapter, we look at the controllers of Laravel. So to create a controller, we run this piece of command. Then it will create for you a controller. Right now we're going to create let's create two controllers so that you can be able to differentiate. So one controller can handle things about accounts, registering, forget password. So you find things like creating an account, registering, forget password, login. Those one you can put them into one controller. So in case you want to handle things about account creation, you just go straight to that particular controller. You can put things like creating new posts, listing new posts, deleting a post, read about a post. Those things about a post, you put them in what? In a post controller. So it is up to you. You can even put everything in one controller if the whole project is not that big. Okay, so controller, they'll help the route to do what? To do the logic before displaying anything on screen. So you're going to create our first controller. So I'll first copy this piece of code. You can as well memorize it, okay? And then we create our first controller. So let's go ahead and create the controller. I'll just, before I run the code, I always first paste it somewhere and make sure it is okay before I run it. So you're going to create two controllers. One is going to be main controller. That main controller is one that will handle static pages like home page, maybe read a post, something like that. You can call it anything that you want, public controller, anything that you want. And maybe you can have also another controller for dashboard. You can have a controller for account. You can have a controller for post, something like that. So you organize the things before you do what? You start implementing them. So I'll paste here the piece of code, and this is how it is. It's just simply PHP artisan, like this, PHP artisan, and then you write make, and then single colon, and then write the word controller, and then you put here the controller name here. Remove this word plain, it's useless. Okay, so these controllers, before I even run it, they will always be saved here under app, under HTTP. Okay, under app, under HTTP. So all the controllers will be here. Under HTTP, you'll find a folder called controllers. So the controller is here. So you see there is only one default controller which is there. So we'll not use that one. So let us go ahead and create ours. So come here to web, PHP artisan make controller. How should I call it? Call it main controller. Controller. I can call it my home controller, something like that. Okay, controller is double L. Okay. So you begin with capital letter, and then because it's going to be a class, and then at the beginning of every English word, you also begin with another capital letter. So I'll come and cut this after making sure that the line is okay, the command is okay. Then I'll cut it, Ctrl X, and then I'm going to run it. So to run it, I'll have to open another terminal. So to open a terminal, just press Ctrl and the tilde button. Ctrl and the tilde, then you have this one. Oh, that will open the existing terminal, the existing one. This one that is running ours. I don't want to tamper with it because it is live. It is running our project, so I'll close it. If you want to open a new terminal, press Ctrl Shift tilde. Ctrl Shift tilde. Then you can see we have now two terminals here. This one for the project and this one for the one that you're going to use to run now. So I'll first clear the terminal. For Windows, just write CLS. For Mac, you just press Ctrl and K, it will clear. Then I'm going to paste here what? Our function. PHP artisan make controller. Okay, you can memorize even these words. Make controller, then main, then controller. And also what I do, I always do like this. I teach you this technique. Come here to your project. Just add here on top. Add here some file. New file. And just call it my important maybe commands, because we are going to meet a lot of commands and we may not want to search every time. So what to do, just create here just a .txt. You see, I put .txt. Create a .txt file on top of your project, and then you'll be saving there your important commands. So next time, just save. Next time you want to create another controller, just come and copy this. Don't stress life again, go and search again, you forget. You can as well memorize, which is also okay. So I'll be putting there my important commands. So I close. So after I come and run this line now, okay? PHP artisan make controller, main controller, and then I press enter. When I press enter, you see the controller has been created successfully. Our GitHub file is already counting here. You see, the GitHub is counting. So, but we'll always push when we finish everything. When you finish the coding session, then you commit and push. But when you're coding, doesn't make sense to push every time which you edit something. Okay. So you see, a controller has been created successfully. It's called main controller. So I can collapse. Don't click on delete. Click on this X. I collapsed my command, and then come to files here, and then come to app, come to HTTP, come to controllers. You'll see a new controller has been created there. This one, main controller, this one. So when I click on main controller, they have created for me some basic things that I may not even need to understand. but I can see that I have the controller that I just created. The naming is very important. Make sure that you begin with the capital letter, and the beginning of every English word begin also with a what? With another capital letter. So this one is main. Main is capital letter, and that controller is another capital letter. So after doing that, we're going to put here now our methods. These methods are going to be pages. They are going to be like pages. So here I'm going to put my index. Okay, so you're going to write function index, and then open bracket, and then open the curly bracket. Okay, so this means that this is the default one, the main one, index, the main one. So I can return, maybe this is home page. Okay, so I'm going to write another one. For example, it's going to be, you can just simply duplicate this one, and then call this one about. So here is going to be about us page. Duplicate this one and call this one maybe contact, and then this one be contact us page. Maybe you can put terms, maybe social. Okay, terms, our terms and condition. So privacy and policy. So privacy and the policy and paste. Okay, so you see now, instead of putting these garbage, all of them, not garbage, instead of putting all of these things inside the route, it means that we'll have data in our route. But we create things that are related, you put them inside inside a single file, and that file is called controller. So let us create another controller which will handle the posts. Okay, which will handle the post. So we're going to create another controller. What will I do? I'll just simply come to my important commands file there, and then I have this one. So what I'll do, I'll just duplicate this one, or I can even delete that one and create another. So I'm going to change this word main. That's the only difference, main. So I'm going to remove main and change it to what? Post controllers. Okay, or post controllers. So post controller is just about you. Okay, so it means that this controller is the one that will be handling things that are concerning posts. So I hope you can see how we are trying now to put stuff together so that they can relate. So everything about posts, they'll be here. So I'll copy that and then expand my command line. If you want to expand your command line without just press Ctrl and tilde. If you want to create a new one, Ctrl Shift tilde. If you want to expand, just Ctrl and tilde. The tilde button is the button under under the escape. So press Ctrl and open it. Control for those who are using Windows, it is Control. For those who are using Mac, it is Control. For those who are using Windows, it is Control. So I'll just press my Control and the tilde button. The tilde button is the button under the escape key. So press Control, hold it, and then tilde button. It will expand the previous command. The previous terminal. So I have two terminals. The first terminal is this one that is running our project. Don't close it. The second terminal is this one that we'll be using just to run our pieces of lines. Our pieces of code, of commands. So I'll come and copy this second command, the post controller, and then paste it there. So when I paste there, beautiful. It has been successfully created. So if I come to controllers, you see we have posts. So this is post controller. So here I'm going to put now the functions of that are about posts. So I can as well come and copy these methods and then paste it here. So paste it here, and then here I can even as well put comments that in case a teacher or a collaborator comes across your code, you should understand what you're talking about. Just put 2// and then we say all posts will be handled here, something like that. Okay, I don't know what that's the spelling of handled. Okay, so now here I want to put here maybe all posts. So I'll make sure that I'll organize in a way that if someone want to see all the posts, I'll link them with with this method. So maybe this one I can create maybe create post. So I can change the word create underscore post. So it's a method. So this one will handle creating a new post. Okay, so after that you can create another one, view post. Okay, so I can call it view post. So this one will display single post, and then maybe you can have that one for deleting post. So I can call this one delete post, and this one will work on deleting posts. Okay, so you see how we can relate now. So you have this one about it is handling things about what? About posts. This one is handling things that are really just for public. So by doing like this, you realize that you are able to organize your things in a good manner. You can create another controller that handles the account, maybe login, logout, forget password, those stuff. Okay, but that one will create it when you proceed. We'll create that controller when you reach it. So for now, but you can get that we are able to organize things in form of codes or in form of controllers. So instead of putting all these things in routes, we can do all these things inside inside controllers. So after doing that, now the next thing will be to now connect these controllers with our route so that they can start working. So to connect a controller with a route, we just simply write this line route, then you write get. We'll explain what is meant by get later. Route, then get, then you put the link, and then you put controller, the word controller, and then you put then at, then the method. So you put here the controller, and then you put the method, something like this. So in case you want to put like that. So middlewares, we'll look at them later. So you can come and learn all these things in your free time. Okay. So with that said, let us go ahead and connect our controller with our route. So now we come to our route, and then come to web. Okay. So instead of doing it like this, so instead of having here return this, you're going to connect with what? With the controller. And here they can show you how a controller can be connected with the what? With the route. Where is it? Okay. Just controller name and then at the name of the method. So, for example, if someone comes at main home, so what shall we do? We'll have to put a comma here, remove this word function. Remove this whole function thing up here, and then mention the controller. So this one want to connect this route with what? With our controller here, main on the index of the index function. I repeat, if someone comes to our main link, okay, we want to connect this with what? With our main controller on the what? In the index function, because this is where we will handle the home page. So I'll come here under web and then put here our main controller. Just write main controller. Okay, so it will be imported here, and then you put at, then put index, and then I'll call it like this. Save. Hope that's how it is done. Let me see how I've been doing it in other projects. Okay. Let's see how I've been doing it in other projects. right, save right. Just you have to open. Okay, it has to be square like this. Yeah. So it has to be an array like this. Open an array like this. Okay, square brackets. Open a square bracket like this. Okay, and then put the name of the controller, main controller, and then put dot class like this. 2 full stop, 2 colons, and then class. And then after, you pass the name of the method, comma, and then you pass the name of the method. So you want it to open the what? The about us. I mean the home, the index. So you do like this, index. So that's how we connect this with what? With the index controller. So if your if your text editor is not importing, if you see they automatically added this, they automatically imported for me this use controller stroke main controller. If it's not importing, you have maybe to add one more extension. So to add that extension, just come here to to extensions, okay, and then search is it Laravel import, PHP import, auto import, okay. Yeah. Make sure that you have this PHP interface. Add this interface. This PHP interface will help you to import stuff automatically. Okay. So if you are not getting automatic importations, add PHP interface. It is having 5 million downloads. So make sure that is importing. If it is not importing, then contact me so I can help you to fix that. But if you add PHP interface, it will even help you to import stuff, even organizing your PHP code. Yeah. So right here, Laravel. You can, if it does not work, you can also try this one, auto import. Okay, auto import. This one, try it. But for me, mine already works, so I don't need it. So I come back to our controller, to our route. So let me repeat it step by step. So I remove this one, and okay, let me remove everything so you can understand it. Okay, so instead of putting here the function, I'll delete it, and then open the array, and then put the name of your project. You begin with the name of the what? Of the controller. So it's going to be main controller. So it is here. See, the main controller is being suggested here. So this is the power of what? Of that plugin, that extension. Put that, and then put the 2 colons, and then put class, and then put comma, and then put the quotes, and then the name of the method that you want to handle this home page. So that by doing like that, you'll have done connected it. So let's go ahead and refresh now. So if I refresh, and then I come to our home page, you see it is working properly. So that is how you connect the controller with the route with the controller. So I'm going to do the same to the about us, because we already have our methods. We already have the functions. We have the function for about us here. We have the function for contact us. We have the function for privacy. So I'm going to do the same stuff for about us. So I'll just come and duplicate this. Let me first put like this, okay? So I'll just cut this about us, paste it here, and paste it here. So it's the same controller. So duplicate, copy contact. I hope the spelling is the same, and paste it there. Remove this rubbish, and then you'll be good. So save, come and refresh. So I have contact homepage. If we go here, stroke about, you have the about us page. Put contact, stroke the contact us page. So everything is beautiful and well connected. So we proceed to, for example, even the post. So I want to show you now how you can also connect with this post controller. So it is exactly the same stuff. So duplicate this one. So here you have to write this another controller. It's what? Post controller, like this. So the default post, all the posts. So if someone comes stroke posts to this one, if you come to the main link stroke posts, what we'll do, we'll just show him the index of posts. So if you refresh here and come here stroke posts, we show you the index of posts. So there is how we will work, or we will learn how to code now. What if someone puts stroke ID, what should happen? That one will come to it. For example, someone may need to learn specific ID, maybe stroke 2. Maybe this one is the ID of what, of a post. When you do like this, what should happen? We'll come to that when we reach it. But up to this point, at least you should be getting now the you should be now connecting and see how things should be done. Okay, so if someone said maybe stroke post, so this one is a single post. So what are we going to do? We're going to connect this one with view post. So we're going to connect that with view post. So it will be same controller, then the method of view post, view underscore post. So if someone come here, put, and then stroke single post, you see, display single post. So you should be able to play with those things. We do the last thing. You should be able to play with those things and delete, maybe delete, post, maybe post and dash delete. So this is the link, friendly link. This is a friendly link. Don't put underscore in the link. Okay, no, but put underscore for the methods. So this is a URL friendly text, the one with the dash. So of course you can tell this one deleting a post. So if I come here, you can see it is well connected, deleting post. So by doing like that, let's do the last thing. This is if you post, create post, and then you just here post, maybe create, and then you can link this one with this one. So by doing like this, you'll find like your project is well organized, even though it is huge, as how you can know exactly where to go in case there is a problem. This is much more better than doing things with plain PHP. So your routes are there, your controllers are there. Okay, so we can proceed now. So after doing that, let's proceed now to what we call views. So is there any questions so far before I proceed? Don't worry about the syntax, but what you should worry about the concept. You guys, are you getting the concept, or you're totally lost? The syntax, you can always understand it. Abdul Hamid, I think he's not following. Abdul Hamid, unmute your microphone and tell me. Smile. Sumaya, are you there? Olimbi again. Yeah. Well, for example, which one did not understand? Like here, I'm totally lost. Give me an example. What? Okay. Okay, maybe when you watch a video, you'll understand, but okay, when you watch a video, you'll understand. So that's it. That's how we create a controller, and that's how we link with controller. Juliet, are you getting stuff? Are you trying to relate? Don't mind about you can relate, yeah, you may not mind about how the code is written, the logic, what, like the syntax. No, don't mind about that, because that one can always learn. But the concept, that's what matters. If you're like really totally lost, you don't know what is going on, that's when you can be worried. But if you can get the concept, then about the code, you can always do it, because there is internet for you. If you know the meaning of controller, what do? Just search about the controller, then you'll get a piece of code. Okay. The routes. The post control. This one. Yeah, that's the post control. I can see here. Post control. What is so magical there? Routes. I mean, these are routes, web routes. These ones. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Here, when you're writing a URL, it's not good to put underscore. It's not good. It's not good. That's not a good way of writing a what? A URL. Remember, this is what will come from what? This is what will be in the link. This is what will be in the link. Have you ever seen a link with an underscore, Juliet? No. Yeah, so it's not good. It's not a link friendly. But remember, when you're creating, this is a what? This is a link. This is a method. This is a function, right? But remember, when you're creating a function, you cannot put a dash here. Can you create a function like this? No. This will be considered as a minus, and then you'll have an error. So you put an underscore. So yeah, the naming does not matter. You can even write here in your local language. If you know the name of post in your local language, it's okay, as long as the syntax is okay. So the naming just helps you create post, and you see there is dash create post, and then you can relate. Oh, it means creating post. Okay, so the project will be simpler for you to relate and understand. But you can as well use another thing like I can write it in my local language. I don't know, Kola whatever. So I can write here in my local language, so if it works, it's okay. But what if another person wants to understand my project? You see? So write links which are really friendly and that can relate. If someone looks at it, it can relate what is meant. Okay? So it posts a dash. So this is the link. This is the method. So I think you'll answer there. Okay. So you can proceed. Now we are on posts. Okay? Post. So here in the post, we are going to see now how we can now. Okay, now we are going to views. So you see, we cannot write our HTML here, but you know, like, what is the use of HTML? HTML, its use is to display the content of the web. So it means that the biggest part is always about displaying the content to the user. So you find like 50%, even like 70, if not 80, 70%, even 80%, 80% will be about the display, what you're showing to the people who are using the project. And maybe like 20% is now be the logic, the PHP part. So you find like 80% you have to write the HTML, because HTML is the one that will handle the output, the display. So it will not look good if you start writing your HTML here. For example, if I want to, let me come here to our main controller. This is the main controller. Okay, so I'll come to the main route, the main link. So if I want to write the word, I want to bold this word home. What will I do? I'll have to open the tag, write B, and close the tag, and write that. Put B. That will work. Yes, it will work. This one will be bolded. Okay, but is that the effective way of doing things? Now you have to write the header, the footer, the images. Yes, if you write them here inside PHP, it will work. But that's not the effective way of writing things. For example, you're going to have 1,000 lines of HTML. So does it mean that you should write them here under this what? Under this index file or under this method? Now, what if you want to also write the about us? You also write it here. So it is no really effective way of doing things if you want to put here your HTML. So those guys of Laravel, that's why they thought that we will need what? We will need a special place where we will have to write our plain HTML and also mix there some few pieces of PHP code. So that place where you write the plain HTML, or that file where you're going to write your plain HTML and put your pieces of code, that is the place where that's the one that we call what? We call views. So to create a view, what you do to create a view, what to do, you have you have to they have to be saved somewhere. Okay, they have to be saved somewhere. So these views, they'll be saved, they're going to be plain HTML. So what we're going to do, instead of returning here this piece of string, we are going to return a piece of what? A piece of HTML, and that HTML will be inside something called view. So if we come to our syllabus, you'll search about Ctrl+S view. So come and learn more about controllers here. The notes will be there. So come here to Laravel views. You'll get a broad explanation of what? Of views. Can you see here they're telling you the MVC. We have looked at C, which is the control and routes. Now you're on V, which stands for the views. Then when you proceed, you'll also look at what is meant by M. So in the MVC framework, V stands for what? For controller. For views. So they'll explain here what is meant by views, blah, 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 blah. The views will be there. So for me, I'm going to do what? I'm going to create a view. So let's go ahead and create our view. Okay. So to create our view, we come here and the views. So we're going right where we're going to display this home page. But you see here, our home page is having just two words. Now, what if we want to display there a whole story, like too much things? So it means that we'll need a special file that will be able to handle that. Don't put those things here. Your things will just be disorganized. Okay. So we're going to create a view that is going to be responsible for the content of what? Of the home page. So to do that, we'll simply come to our file, and then the views, they'll be in a place called, in a folder called resources. You can collapse and expand it. So I'm going to come to the file and then come to resources. So here under resource is where we'll find a folder called views. So here under views, it is where we'll put what? Our folders. Okay. So you see the default folder, the default file that was being displayed, this one. If you remember the default one that was displayed, this is the file that was being displayed. So I'm going to delete, I'm going to close it. I can as well delete it. So I'll come to resources, views folder, then I can delete it. Okay. I can. So in the fold views, I have nothing. So I'm going to create the folder, the views file. So it is also good to categorize your things in form of folders. So you'll categorize the views about accounts, you put them under the folder of accounts. The view about the main controller, you put them under, but it is optional, right? It is optional. So I'm going to create the view for home page. So to do that, I will do what? I will just simply create a new file. Let us create a folder, right? Let's create another folder for home page and create a folder for posts. If you go to accounts, we create another folder for accounts. So we come here, new folder. Okay. And I'm going to call it main folder. So all the views for the main route, for the main controller, they'll be here in the main folder. I can add another folder here inside view, new folder. I'm going to call it what? I'm going to call it posts. So views are both posts, they'll be in this post. So I can come again, right click on views and add maybe another folder and call it account. So I'll be arranging my views so that my project should be well organized. That's the credit about Laravel. You can, if you use it effectively, you can have your things really organized, so that when you come and reuse this content, you will not suffer. Everything will be really well organized. For example, if someone gets a problem in the account page is throwing an error. So instead of you going and look in the files of account what you look at in all files to search for the page that's causing an error, but here you'll just simply know, it is in a folder of account. Just come to the folder of account, then you'll see only things that are related to accounts, and then you can handle that specific file, other than putting all the views, everything in one particular folder. So now we're going to create the folder, the view for the main page. So I'll come here under view, under main, I'll right click and then say new file. And under this new file, I'm going to create what? My main what? My main page, my home page. I can call it home, or I can call it home. Okay, so home, or I can call it index file. Okay, so this I'm going to link it with index. So let me keep the same naming. So it's going to be index. So after putting the index, you have to add .blade. You can even put .html, but if you put .html, they do not be able to write PHP code. You can put .php to work, but you will not be able to put their HTML. So Laravel, there's a technology called Blade. Blade, it is the simpler technology the technology that will enable you to mix HTML with PHP in very simpler way, very simpler way. So that's why on the files that are going to be Blade, that are going to use Blade, we put .blade, and then don't forget .php. So do like that. So it means that it's going to be our index file. So it's going to be index.blade.php. You see how I've named it. Otherwise, if you don't do it like that, then your things will have to disturb. So it means that now here I can write HTML and mix it with what? With PHP. So let's go ahead and write our HTML. So I can write here my structure of HTML5. You see, I'm about to write HTML inside the .php function. .php extension. But if I did not put that, then I couldn't be able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to put here maybe home page. Okay, I save, and then I can put here maybe you see now I can write with simplicity because this is HTML. I can write here my h1, and I say this is home page, and I can write here my p tag. You see, I'm writing now with simplicity because I'm writing HTML. Welcome to UG. Let me put here bolded. Maybe UG News 24 web app. So you see, I'm writing now my HTML with simplicity, other than putting things here inside the brackets, and then when you want to create a new line, you again write what. So with that, we just simply come and create for the view, and inside the view you can express yourself with HTML. Even I'll show you how to put PHP code inside here, so you can be able to perform the logic. So that is our index. I can go ahead and create another index file, right click, new file, and then I'm going to call it maybe. So I'm going to create another one for about. It's going to be about blade.php. Okay, so here maybe you can put now the about us page. So I'll copy everything here and paste it here, and then put instead of home page, I'm going to put about us page, and then I can put here about us, and then here maybe I can write some paragraph about us, maybe write some lorem about us. So by doing like that, we have the about us page. So you can go ahead and create the last one, which is the contact us page. New file, it's going to be contact.blade.php, and then I can paste there, and then can put here contact us page. So here I'm going to put here contact us, and then here I can put here maybe some lorem about contact us. Maybe I can put here maybe some p tag and put here plus, that is 01632257609. Maybe I can put here and put here maybe some p tag and say call us. You see, I'm writing HTML with simplicity. Maybe call us any time, and then I put this one inside the b tag and write that one. So that is contact us. I can go ahead and create what else. Okay, those are enough files to demonstrate what is made by Blade, and these one are under the main folder. So after doing that, the next thing is going to be connecting our controller the next thing is going to be connecting our controller with our blade, okay, with our blade files. We're going to connect the controllers with our blade files. So I'll simply come now to controllers. If you want to navigate through the tabs using the shortcut, I repeat, if you want to navigate the tabs using shortcuts, press your Control button. Control button, hold it, and then press your tab key, ta 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 ta, like that. While you have held the control button, you see. So by doing like this, you can navigate simply between files that you've done that you have opened. Press Control and hold it, then press the tab key, like that. So I'm going to go to my main controller here. So that one is much more simpler than for me. I'm going to look for the tab key. Where is it? So in simpler way, just press Control, hold it, navigate like that. So here we are. So this is the main controller. So here, instead of returning just this piece of string or this piece of code, I'm going to return our view of the index. Okay, I'm going to return the view and index. So to do that, I'll remove this and then write the word view like this. Okay, open bracket, and then pass there a string. Okay, pass there a string to your to your view file. So this string, you should write it carefully so that it should be pointing at really your view file. So our view file that we want to put here is under main folder, is under views. So this view file will automatically point here at views. So if it is inside the folder, then you have to first specify the folder. So it is under main folder. Then you put dot. Don't put stroke, put dot. So dot will help you. They will help the controller, I mean the view, the Laravel, to know that this was a folder. Then you should go inside. Then you put dot. So it's going to be dot index. Okay, dot index. So I want to display this one. So this is the folder main dot index. You don't write dot php dot what unless it's HTML file. If it's HTML file, then you have to add dot HTML. But if it is a blade file, just write main dot index. So what does this mean? It means that you're telling the Laravel to look for this view inside main folder, under views folder, inside main folder, and then look for the view called index.blade.php. So I save. I hope that you have understood that. I save, come and refresh. Beautiful, you see? So we have our view. So if you reach that point, really will have done a great service to yourself. Okay? So you see, I'm able to display my project. I mean my view, my blade file. So if you can display that, then it means that you have gone through all the basic things that you may need to do before you display. You have worked on the logic of routing. You have worked on the logic of routes. I mean of controllers. You can even do something on top of controller, and then at the end of the day, you display a view. So after doing that, we're going to go ahead and create create another and link also these ones. These about us and contact us and what. So to do that, I'll just simply come and copy this view, paste it, and then paste this one here because I use the same naming. So that's what the good thing about organizing your things. So here I know this contact, I already have the contact view. About us, I already have the about us. And this code, if you want it, when I finish here, I'm going to commit and push. I'll push it to my to my repository. So on your side, you can clone my code. I already showed you how to clone. Just come to GitHub, learn it with Muhindo, and then you'll find this piece of code. Under my repositories, you'll find Eugene News 24. So just copy this link and then clone it. And when I push, you'll have this copy. So when I push, you pull. When I push, you pull. When I push, you pull. When I push, like that. Not the pulling, the one that you know for ladies. The pulling of GitHub. So when I push this side, you pull that side, okay? So you'll be having every piece of code. When I update something this side, you'll be getting a copy of it. But Don't get it to misuse it like you just now start copying and paste my pieces of code. No, don't do that stuff, because it will make you lazy and you will not understand things. Pull or get a copy of my projects only to guide you on how you should write, but write your own pieces of code. Don't write mine. Are you seeing me? Am I copying from my teacher? No, I'm writing these ones from my own head, which is a good way. When I'm lost, when I don't know a command, I search it on internet and I copy it, which is okay, because this is in the real world. It's not like that. You're in exam and maybe you should not use internet. No, you should have to learn how to use internet. So that's it. Now let us go ahead. So if I now put here about, it will also showing me about us page, which is beautiful, right? If I come here and put maybe contact, it's showing me contact us page, which is very nice. So after doing that, I hope you're still together. Oh, our time is up. My God. Okay, so that's it for today. Then the next lecture, I'm a little bit slow. Why? Because I want you to understand things. Otherwise, I can do like other teachers. I don't care. I just go very fast. I don't care whether you got it or not. And then I finish. But for me, I'm all about cooking little food, but what? But sweet. So the assignment that I'll give you, you have to come and learn about what you call layout. It's called what? So after views, we have what you call templates. Templates. In fact, let us look at templates so that in the next class we start with the database straight away. So these templates, what is a template in Laravel or in PHP Blade? So in Laravel 5.1 introduces the concept of using Blade and a templating engine to design a unique layout, the layout that's designed that can be used by other views. Let me repeat this one. In Laravel 5.1, they saw that we may repeat ourselves. We may need to repeat ourselves again and again. So in Blade, they introduced what we call templates. Template will help us. You'll find really very, very helpful, and you must understand it. Come and read these notes. Even if these notes are not enough, come and search and learn Laravel Blade template. Okay? Come and learn about this template. So you see here, there is a complete topic about it. Okay? Complete topic. Search and come and learn. Tutorials point. There is another one called Java's point. You see? Come and learn. Come and learn and understand the concepts. That's the better way of learning things. They'll tell you why you need templates and why something like that. Okay? So template here, also Laravel provides a very good documentation. But still, yeah, it can also be enough. So what are templates? So templates, they'll help us from repeating ourselves. As it sounds, it is just a template. So you design a piece of code one time, and then you can reuse that code multiple times. Let me show you the problem that we had that you might have not noticed. Can you see when you're creating these Blade files, we had to repeat this. We repeated this one, this HTML, what, and we only changed to this. In fact, we just changed this and this title. But we repeated this same code, So we repeated the word HTML, what. So what is that? It means that you want to change the character type. It means that you have to go through all your files and change them manually. So, but with templates, what you do, you define these pieces of code only one time, and then you modify only places that are dynamic. For example, let us say which places are dynamic. The content is dynamic, yes. Then this title is not dynamic. It's also dynamic. So this one is dynamic, and this is dynamic, and this is dynamic. Okay? So you can have here maybe the header. This is the header, and then this is dynamic, and this is dynamic. And also this is dynamic. But the rest of it is static. It is not changing. Can you see? This page is looking exactly like this one, but only a few things changes. We're having here doc type. Also, we're having it here. We're having it here. we're having here head, you're also having here head, you're having it here head. So what if there was a way where you can write, our time is up, but I'll finish this in a few minutes and then I'll let you go. What if there was a way when you can write this thing only one time and then only be replacing only those places where there is dynamic? It will really be beautiful. It will really be beautiful. So if you want to change, you just change only a particular place. So that's when you come to what we call layouts. So with Blade, there's ability for you to create what? To create layout. So I will not read these notes, but you can come and read them. But I just did it faster so that we should concentrate on practicals. So the first thing, we have to define a layout. Okay, we have to define a layout. So after defining a layout, then you do what? You use it. So let us go ahead and define our layout. So to define the layout, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here and create another folder under views. Under views, I'm going to create another folder. I'm going to call it layouts. So that's where we'll be putting our layouts. We can have two layouts. The layout for home page, for public website, for the public, for someone who is not logged in. And we have also another layout for what? For someone who is logged in. Something like that. So I'm going to put here what we call layouts. Layouts. A folder where we'll be putting our layouts. Okay. So I'm going to create our first layout. Okay. I'm going to call this one main layout or public layout. Or call it main layout. So I'll right click here and say new file. I'm going to call it main dot main. Should I call it layout? No, I see stored in the file of layout. I'm not even called main dot. So okay, I can just really put main dash layout. Okay, main layout dot blade dot php. Okay, so I want you to understand here very well. So here, so you're going to define our layout. So you design the structure of your website. So you're going to have a structure is going to be HTML5, that one. So here we're going to put the name of our project instead of document. So the name of my project is called UGNews24. UGNews24. Okay. Then here I'll be putting the title of what? Of whatever I want to, of this page is about. Maybe then here I'll be putting the heading of a page. The heading of a page. Okay, heading of a page will come here, and then after here I'll put now the dynamic content here. Okay, so I've designed my layout. Okay, so after doing that, we'll have to put what we call fields. So here where you're seeing then here maybe content. Content will come here. Content will come here, and here we'll have maybe the headings, and here we'll have maybe page titles. So everywhere I see dash 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 is dynamic content that I want to do what? I want to replace. Okay, maybe I can have here maybe my menu here. My menu can come here. My menu can come here. That's all right. I comment in Laravel, in Blade. So my menu will come here, and then I can have heading and then something like that. You also have designed the default layout of my project. Now I want when a certain particular page use this layout, I want it to replace this part by its heading. I want it to replace this part I want it to replace this part by its title, this part by its heading, this part by the content. Okay. So to do that, maybe I can put here maybe some HR. So it means that you can only import your CSS only one time and then it can be reused. Now, to do that, these places that you want to replace, we call them yields. Okay? We call them yields. The places, I repeat, the place that you want to replace, we call them what? We call them yield. So for example, you want this part to be replaced here. I want to be replaced by the particular page title. So I remove that one and I put at yield like that. So if you put also some coordinator, if you have imported the blade yield content snippet, if you have imported the blade, if you have added a blade extension here, Laravel extension of blade, you can even have some snippets, that suggestions. So you see, when I write the word b yield, just write this here, b and then dot and then write yield. You see, they will help me to suggest for me. So I just write yield and I press enter. See, they write it for me. But in simple terms, just write the at and then the word yield and then open the bracket and then put the quotes and then I'll close it. So it's going to be, we put here the name of this yield. So I want here to put page title, page underscore title. Or I can just put just title. So the page title will come here. Okay. So here the heading. So I can put here maybe the page heading. Okay, I can leave this one, but just for the sake of practicing, I can put here just B. So it means that I want a blade template. Put the colon, and then I put another yield. Okay, so the yield. So this one can be maybe the heading will come there. Okay. So after, I can put here now the yield of content. So I just simply put B and then put yield of content. So here maybe after the content, now I can write maybe my HR again, and then I can write only maybe my HR and put here my simple footer. So you know the footer is always the same almost. So I can put here my B tag and say our footer. Or I can say maybe copyright 2022 UG News 24, something like that. So this is the layout. So our page will have almost same content, but only this one will change, this one will change, and this one. Okay. So after doing that, now let us go ahead and see how we can implement this template. So I've designed the template, this layout. So let us go ahead and see how we can implement it in other pages. So to implement the template, this is step number 1. You define a template and you put there the yields. So the yields is where it will be replaced. And after the second step is to do what? Is to implement the template. So let us see. To implement the template, you just go on that file and put at extends, and then you put the name of the template. So let us go ahead and look at and see that. So we'll just simply come to our project. Let's go to the main page. So this is our main page. If I refresh, you see there's kind of. Let us go ahead and implement our layout on this home page. To do that, I'll just simply come to our our home page, which is under main, under index. I'm going to remove this. I can even raise it. I can remove it. So I have nothing there. I have nothing here. Okay. So I'm going to implement. I have nothing. So the second step after defining, of course, to implement. So I'm going to implement the template that we designed, which is the layout. So I just simply come put here. Just put at extends. So at extends here, just write extends. Extends. B extends to do for you the rest. Okay. So here you'll have to put the layout name. So our layout is here, the main layout. So our layout is under layout, under layouts. Then you put dot main dash layout. So the word dot blade dot php, you leave it. So if I do like that and I save, come and refresh. You see, beautiful. Can you see? So it means that we have successfully imported that layout. Now, can you see on my title, there is UG-News24 dash. So why is there a dash? It's because we have not finished now the remaining part of this project. I mean the remaining title. So what we have done, we have just written what? Our HTML. So if you go to the view, if I view source code, just right click and say view source code. Can you see? We have everything. We have the header, we have the footer. So we have the whole layout, but we've just not put the content. And how did we do that? We did that by just simply extending that particular layout, which is really, really powerful. So we write the layout only one time, and you can use it in many projects. So now what is the task? I want to replace this title with this particular page. So I want to put here, instead of having UG dash, I'm going to add it there, home. But you remember, we defined this home. If you want to use, you have to target this yield. You have to target this yield of title. Okay, so I'm going to target it. So I'll come here to my blade. So you see how it is really simple. So I don't need again write HTML. No, I write it just only one time. Importing CSS, no, I write only extending. So to do that, you just simply write section, and then at section. So at section, you put the name of the section, and if it is just a single line, you just put the name of the word of the title. I mean the value. So I'm going to just put here section like this. I can just write B section. You'll see the suggestion of blade. If you don't add these suggestions, you can add the extension of blade in your project. So I'm going to put here blade section. So if I'm going to remove this at end, I'm going to just remove it. I just have this one. So here I'm going to put the name of the yield that I want to target. I want to target this one. I want to replace it, this title. So I'll just simply come here and put title, and then put comma, and put what I want to replace it with. So I want to replace it with home. So in other words, this word home will be got from here, and then will be replaced here. So it's going to be UG News 24 dash yield. So if I do like this, the word yield will be replaced and replace this one. So it's going to be UG News 24 dash home. Okay, so I can put here maybe UG News 24 home page. Save and come and refresh. Can you see that? So beautiful. Can you see it on top here? UG News 24 home page. So I don't need to repeat myself again and again. I just simply write like this, and then I'll have a beautiful thing like this one. Okay, so I want to replace the title, the heading. We also have another part here called what? Called heading. Yield the head called heading. So what will I do? I'll just simply put here and duplicate this section, put here heading, and then put here welcome to UG News 24, and I save. So I don't need again to put the p tag, what. I already designed them here. I save. Maybe I can surround this one with what? With the h1 tag. So that should be bolded. So this one will be replaced, and it will be put between h1 tag or h2 tags. So if I come and refresh, boom, can you see? UG News 24 heading. Now I can come and write my content. So the content, I'm going to write the content. So the content is not going to be just one piece of line. I expect it to be something big. So if you expect something to be big, you may not put it between these lines, because it's going to be something big. So what do? You just simply write at section, and like that. And then you put open bracket, put the quotes. So instead, this is the content. So instead of putting here and then put comma and then put the second field, no, I'm going to remove this one because the content is going to be something big. So remove that one and put here end section. This thing here at section end. Okay, just right key at section end. And let me just write it at end section. At end section. Okay, like this. So what is the use of this line? This shows that the section ends here. So I'm going to explain this properly. Here, in case you want just put a single line, then you have to pass the second parameter. But if you're having big content, like we're going to write here paragraphs, heading, the content of the HTML, to replace this part, So here you don't need to pass the second parameter. What do? You open the section like this, you don't pass the second parameter, and then you end it like this. So whatever you write here is going to be replaced here. So I can now come and put here whatever I want. I can put maybe my h3 tag, fail, free, or whatever. Your number one source of breaking news in Kampala, Uganda. So that is one line. I can even add another line. Can just simply put here my p tag and write another lorem. So it will be and write a lorem. Can you see? If we wanted to use like this, it could be hard for us to write these lines between. So you use this method, this kind of structure, in case it is just a single line, and use this second one in case it is what it is. In case it is something big, it's big content. Okay, so save. So you open the section, you end it. You don't pass the second parameter. Come and refresh. Beautiful. So you see, have this one, and our footer. So you write this footer only one time, and this user for homepage it's one time. So, and then you'll not be able to repeat yourself. So I can copy this and come and do the same thing to about us. Okay. So here, instead of putting Eugene's and for homepage, I can put here about us. Okay. So to replace that one, they can put here maybe about Eugene 24 as the title, and then I can put here maybe some content about Eugene 24. So I can do the same thing also for the contact. That is contact. That is contact. I can do the same thing for the about. Sorry. This is contact. Can do the same thing for the about us. Okay, about us, and then the content. And I can do the same thing for the contact us. So the contact us, maybe I can put your phone number and put here maybe a p tag. I can say, sorry for the long lecture, call us any time, and then I put maybe b tag and put our contact number plus whatever 2567066389494. So, and then put that one. So I don't need to repeat the footer. I don't need to repeat what. I don't repeat anything. Okay, so I can just change this one, maybe contact Eugene 24, and I can put here contact us. Save. Come and refresh. So if you go here to stroke contact, you see? Can you see this on top? Contact us page has been replaced. The contact us, we did not even repeat ourselves. Okay, so it is really beautiful. So now let us finish the lecture by coming and put now the menu. So the menu, since the menu will need it on every page, so we have to put it inside the what? Inside our layout. We define it only one time, so it will appear on every page. So I'll come here. So before the content, I'm going to put here the menu. Okay, put here maybe our menu. So our main menu, it can be just a list, an ordered list, and then you can have here a list item, and you can have here maybe our a tag. So our a tag, it is the home page. So you can put here home page. Okay, home page. Maybe you can put here maybe about us. You can put here maybe contact us. And I'm writing these things inside the layout. Why? I don't want to repeat myself. So once I put in the layout, every blade file that extends this layout, it will automatically be there. So here, the link for the about us page, it is just a small link. I mean, a home page is just a default link, the /. About us page, I'm just going to put here about. Contact us page, I'm going to put here contact, like that. Stroke contact, stroke about. So if I come and refresh, boom, we have our menu there. I click there, I'm on home page. I click there, I'm on about us page. So about us page, you do not extend the layout. Let us go ahead and extend the layout. About us page, I think we do not save it. Ctrl S, save. So about us page it has. So can you see? Contact us, you navigate with really simplicity. With simplicity, and I can go to any page, and I've done it effectively without repeating myself, and everything is well organized. Security, controllers, routes, I'm aware of every link inside my page, and I am not repeating myself. Oh, so beautiful, right? So that is how we do that. So watch very carefully the video and make sure you understand. Once we understand, if you did not know these things, I'm going to teach you more cool things. Up to the time I'll teach you how to upload these projects to what? To internet, how you can publish your website, share it with people, then people can also start making sense, how to collect data from users, how to save this data to the what, to the database, all that stuff. And at the end of the day, you will try like 1 or 2 different projects, and then you'll declare yourself a developer of Laravel, which is amazing, right? So don't give up, though it can be a little bit painful at beginning, but you should know nothing comes simply. Nothing good comes simply. So before I finish, so that's our end of today's class. But before I finish, I have to make sure that I push. So this thing is having some issue. This pushing from here, my text editor is having an issue. But for you can push as well. So after making sure that I've saved everything, I'll come here and commit. So click on this tab of GitHub, and then come here and commit. Maybe what have we learned today? We've learned routes. We've learned controllers. We've learned what? We've learned views. We learned layouts, and also we learned introduction to what? To Blade. Okay. So those are the topics that we cover today. Then I commit them as a message. Commit. Click on this tick to commit. Save all. I'm going to commit them. So I've committed them. I forget. So commit. So it is committing. So after finishing committing, if you have already logged in here with your account, if you already logged in here, just click on sync. Hopefully, mine has been throwing an error, but hopefully your project will work. Mine is throwing this error, but I'll fix it. So click on sync. You should be able to push to your project. If it doesn't work, then go to GitHub. Open the GitHub software. Open GitHub software. Before you leave your computer, switch to the project. This is the project, the one that I'm dealing with right now. Then I click on push to origin. Till push, fetching and pushing, boom. So it's done. So if you go to my project, wherever you are in the world, go to just GitHub, and then stroke what? Learn it with Mohindo. GitHub, search me on GitHub. You can even search from the search bar here. Learn it with Mohindo. Come to this project, Eugene News. You see, I've made some changes to it. So you clone it, this one. If I've shown you how to clone. So clone this one, you'll have a copy of everything. So once I push like this, on your side, you come here and click on fetch and pull. Then everything that is here will have a copy in your computer, which is really beautiful. So you see, now if you come here, click, for example, here under views, under resources, under views, all the files, you see, layouts, what, everything that I just taught is here. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. The class was so long, but I hope you have learned something new, and I'll always share